Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new channel, Auditing and Accounting Online Tutor. In this channel, we will be discussing various topics of auditing and accounting. So, welcome. Today, we are going to discuss the characteristics of audit evidence as described in the International Standard on Auditing 500, ISA 500. Okay, let's go straight to our topic. What is audit evidence? Okay, audit evidence are all information gathered by the auditor to support or form the basis of audit opinion. So, auditor gather audit evidence to support the audit opinion. According to International Standard on Auditing 500, in order for audit evidence to be of required quality, it must fulfill the following characteristics. First, it must be sufficient. Second, it must be appropriate. Sufficiency is a measure of quantity of audit evidence. Auditor is required to gather enough evidence to support his audit opinion. The sufficiency of audit evidence or the quantity of audit evidence required to support audit opinion is a matter of professional judgment. But there are factors which determine the amount of audit evidence which auditor is required to gather. One is the risk of material misstatement. If the risk of material misstatement is higher, then the auditor is required to correct more evidence to support his audit evidence. Another factor which can affect the amount of audit evidence the auditor is supposed to collect is materiality level. If auditor choose lower materiality, it means that he will have to collect more evidence in order to support his audit opinion. Another factor which can influence the amount of audit evidence the auditor is required to gather is the size of sample auditor is going to choose. The higher the sample, the more audit evidence auditor is required to choose, and vice versa. Also, the last factor which I will discuss with you today, which can determine the amount of audit evidence auditor is required to gather, is the operating, is how strong the internal control of organization is. If internal control of organization is if internal control of organization is stronger, the auditor will be required to collect less evidence, or will be required to perform less substantive procedure, which means less evidence will be collected as compared to when the internal control is weak. So audit evidence is supposed to be sufficient enough to support audit opinion. The second characteristics of audit evidence is its appropriateness. By appropriateness, we mean that auditor is required to correct or gather audit evidence of required quality. Appropriateness of audit evidence is determined by the relevance of audit evidence and the reliability of audit evidence. By relevance of audit evidence, it means that auditor is required to the audit procedure performed by auditor is required to ensure that it supported the required assertion. For example, when trying to measure or to prove completeness of inventory, auditor will be required to make sure that all inventory can be traced back to um, to 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 inventory register. So relevance of audit evidence means that the audit procedure performed by auditor answers the assertion which it is required to answer. Also, as we have discussed earlier, that audit appropriateness of audit evidence is also determined by the reliability of audit evidence. By reliability of audit evidence, we means that auditor is required. We mean that auditor is required to correct evidence which is strong. Reliability means that the evidence is strong enough to be relied on. The reliability of audit evidence is determined by the following factors, or is measured by the following factors. The evidence collected directly by auditor is said to be more reliable than evidence collected indirectly by the auditor. So if you gather more evidence, if auditor gather evidence directly, the evidence collected or gathered will be said to be more reliable than the evidence collected indirectly by the auditor. Also, the evidence collected under strong internal control is said to be more reliable than evidence collected under weak internal control. Also, another factor which can determine reliability is that audit evidence collected from external third party is more reliable than audit evidence collected from inside the entity. And another factor which determines reliability is that audit evidence in documentary form is more reliable than audit evidence obtained orally. So ISA 500 gives the guidance on how you can determine the reliability of audit evidence. In summary, the audit evidence are all information collected by auditor to support audit evidence. Okay, are all information collected by auditor to support his audit opinion. Audit evidence have two qualities. One is sufficiency, which measure quantity, and another is appropriateness, which measure quality. Appropriateness is determined by two elements, which are relevance, which means the audit procedure performed by auditor must answer the assertion which was planned to answer, and also appropriateness determined by reliability, which means the strength of audit evidence to support the audit opinion. Thank you for watching. Until next time, thank you very much.